They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast.
One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on.
Unrestricted podcast is Drerawka. Welcome. I got a couple of guys here in the building. Two guests, my man Brian and Noni.
Hello.
Thank you to the wife with a knife, Lola, for putting this together. I see you guys on her social media a lot, and I'm like, those guys look like fun. You should have them on the pod. Bring them on the pod. Especially, I think it was you guys got like you put glitter in your beards one year.
Yeah, the glitter beards.
How did that go? Because I was like, I don't have a big luscious beard like you guys, but for me, I'm like, man, I wish I could do something like that, but it looks like it would be a pain.
I mean, it's crazy because a lot of people do come up to us when we have that shit all on, and their concern is this has to be so hard to get out of your beard. Like, I know that is literally, but the thing is, it's water soluble glue that just comes out.
Oh,
but the glitter does stick around forever. Yeah,
It's the number one question we get is how do you get that out? And it's a 20-minute warm shower, but the number one question should be how much glitter do you have in your house, because we have a lot of glitter in our house.
I've done that before. My wife, she did the whole like, hey, happy birthday, and the happy birthday little glitter and whatnot. It was a mistake because, like you said, years later, you're still vacuuming that thing up behind the couch in the crevice.
Well, and I'm addicted to the glitter beard and glittering, and Noni hates it. And I asked him, what was the last holiday? Was it St. Patrick's?
Yeah, St. Patrick's.
And I told him I'm going to do a glitter beard, and he was like, "Oh, please don't do it." And I'm like, "I am, so be prepared." And then the day I was getting it ready to go, I was like, "Are you okay with this?" And he was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do it." But
I just don't touch him for like the whole night. Like he's free to go and like hug whoever he wants, but I'm like, stay away from me. Like it literally just, it's like herpes. It just gets everywhere. Everyone gets it, and it's just like
it's so contagious.
I'm good. No, I'm good. No.
Now you guys are married.
Yes.
Yes.
We're legally married, but we have not had a wedding, and we're having a wedding next week. A week from Saturday on the 17th, we're actually getting married.
So by the time this comes out, you are married. Congratulations, fellas. So when did you go to like the courthouse and do that stuff?
Well, that was December 20th of 2013. And we have quite a story because I was at the TV station that day, and they said, I used to work for Channel 2 News, and they asked me if I would go down to the courthouse and film gay people getting married. And I was like, really? Gay people getting married? And we've been through this before, like people pretending to get married for a protest or whatever. So I was like, oh, here we go again, another gay wedding protest. I've shot that video 100 times. And so I got down there with my reporter, Matt Gephardt, and they were really marrying people. And I asked the person in charge, and she said, yeah, they opened up a window. It's legal to get married in Utah for gay people. And
open up a window. So hold on, this is a certain on and off thing.
Well, so what happened is I don't know all the legalities, but there were some people who I guess went up against, for lack of a better term or word, up against the government, and were able to get gay marriage legalized. And so it just opened up that day. It was day one, December 20th, 2013. And so they said, yeah, it's, you can get married. Gay people can get married today. There may come an injunction where this is all shut down, and people after today may not be able to get married, but it could go on for a couple of days. It just really depends. So Noni was at work. I was filming the story, and my reporter said, you should call Noni, have him come down here, and you guys should get married. And so I called him on the phone, and what happened?
He calls me, and it's crazy busy right now. I worked for a hotel. It was Hotel Monaco, and I'm like, it's so busy. There's no way that I can leave. It was a night shift. It was probably around 5 or 6, and the busiest time for us. We I end up asking my boss, like, hey, I know it's last minute and crazy busy, but I just found out that I can get married. Please, I'll do anything, but I'll even come back. Anyways, I did leave. We got married, and I ended up coming back after. That's how crazy it was. It's just like, you can go get married. I know it's monumental, but you need to come back.
Well, and here's the interesting thing was, he originally told me no. They said it's too busy. Sorry, I can't do it today. I'm like, oh, don't worry. We could do it tomorrow. So I hang up the phone. I start filming the story. And then he calls me right back, and he goes, my boss came to her senses. She realized what was really going on. This is historical. So they're putting me in a private car, and they're sending me down to you.
What?
And I was like, yeah, well, so I'm like, okay, I'm getting in line. I'm getting the marriage license. And he showed up about 10, 15 minutes later, and my reporter took the camera, and he started filming everything. He's like, I'll do it all on my own. You get married. So, yeah. And then
we walk in, and
is there like a line?
Yes,
there was
thousands.
But that was after. Like, I get there, and we're like 10th in line. So that's 10 before like thousands of people start coming in.
People are starting to realize now, and like
this is legit.
Thousands of people are showing up.
We can all get married now, and so we're there, and we're like 10th in line. I'm calling everyone. Everyone's crying, and they're like, "Oh my God, we've been waiting for this forever!" And it's like, ugh, yeah, exactly. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to go back to work after this.
Yeah.
Can we just like hurry? It was like,
well, and I don't know if a lot of people, if you haven't been married before, know that you go into the office, you get a certificate, and then you leave and usually get married somewhere. Just because you have the married certificate, you're not married. And I don't think I knew that. So we picked up our certificate, and when we turned around, the mayor was standing there, and he said, do you guys want to get married right now? I'll marry you right now if you want to get married. And we were like, yeah, of course. I mean, we thought we were getting married. So yeah. And he married us. And the funny thing is, we ended up getting married on television, because then everybody, it was like 5 o'clock live on the news. The New York Times was there. We were on the front of the New York Times, getting married. So it was pretty exciting, pretty monumental, but
Were you guys obviously you guys get married, you go back to work, is like, and it's a small community, right? So I'm assuming that like everybody's hitting each other up like, yo, did you know you can do this right now?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. People were just coming in droves. Like when we were there and just figuring out that it was happening, like Noni said, there were probably like 20 or 30 people there. But by the time we were leaving, there were thousands of people. Like we literally got married on the same day as 2,000 other couples. Wow. Yeah.
And they typically close at 5, but they stayed open to do their best at marrying as much people as they can that were in line.
Because they were
literally like circled the whole building.
Yeah. They were afraid that they were going to put a stop to it. Some legislator or somebody was going to get in there and put a stop to it. So they're like, we'll stay all night and marry as many people as we can. They did it the next day. So if I remember correctly, this might have been a Thursday. So I think they did Thursday, Friday, and I think they came in on Saturday. I could be wrong about that. But there were a couple of days before somebody finally got in there and put a stop to it. So at some point, you couldn't get married in Utah. And so we were...
Who was the asshole to do that?
Right?
Who was the asshole to be like, oh, no, hold on. Let's stop this thing real quick. You guys are having too much fun.
Yeah, let's Google that guy's name.
Fuck that person.
Yeah, so they did put a hold on it. So we were... What we felt like we were married and then unmarried. So we were like...
They kept like filing for appeals. So we were married and then we were not married anymore. Because they were appealing the whole the process of us being allowed to be married.
Yeah.
So the state was appealing it, which is insane because we pay taxes in this state. So the taxes that we were paying were going to appeal our marriage. Wow. And so that happened not once, not twice. That happened like 3 times.
Yeah.
While we were.
So we joke that next week when we get married, we joked that when we got married, because this airs later, right? That it's the 3rd and final wedding, because we'd been married and unmarried and married and unmarried. But yeah.
And you guys are approaching 10 years.
Yeah. So this is our 10 year. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long were you guys dating? How long were you guys courting each other before, December of 2013?
We think 5 years, but
Holy smokes, y'all been together a minute.
No,
We didn't-
it was a vibe. Like, no.
we think 5 years, but we were drinking. So
Yeah.
How'd you meet?
We actually met. So Brian used to be an owner of one of a gay club here that used to be called Jam.
Oh, okay.
If you ever go downtown to see the bars, there's a bar there it's called
Handlebar.
But that's where Jam used to be. And he actually opened Jam in that area, in the Marmalade district. And so he opened that, and they opened as a beer bar first because they couldn't get their liquor license because the neighborhood was just fighting it.
We had polygamous neighbors, and they didn't want alcohol in the neighborhood.
Oh, it's not the hipster neighborhood that it was, or that it is now. It's not. It wasn't that.
No. We were probably one of the first bars in the neighborhood. There was a beer bar there that closed, and we took that building and turned it into a regular bar that sold alcohol.
You were down more towards the overpass, weren't you?
By 600 South. Yeah, it was on 7th South and 3rd West.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he came into karaoke night. Him and his brother Vita, they do a lot of karaoke, and one of my bartenders convinced me to do a karaoke night, and these guys showed up, and I thought he sounded pretty cool and he looked pretty good, so I hit up on him.
What was the song? Do you remember the song?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know. I want to say that it was
Zombie.
Some crazy,
Probably Zombie.
Some crazy gay anthem, but I don't like singing that shit for karaoke.
I'm pretty sure it was
probably,
Zombie.
like Lionel Richie.
Yeah. Hold on. So you had a patron. You typically a owner of a place ain't dating the patrons.
I like to know all my customers.
You broke the rule. I guess it worked out.
It worked out. Yeah. Oh, then he came home with me.
First night?
No.
Noni.
No.
No, it was the second.
It was the second.
Let's be real.
No, it was probably a week later, but then he just stayed. So yeah.
You never left.
No, I feel like that's when we seriously started courting. Because before that, I was bed hopping because I was new gay, and then trying to date and do the things because I was trying to figure myself out. But I feel like this is where I landed.
Well,
and I'm.
Have you ever dated a Polynesian before?
I can't remember.
Damn.
I can't remember.
Y'all be running through them.
Yeah, well, here's the thing is, I'm a little bit older than Noni, just by a couple of years. And so I thought he's new gay, right? So he's just going to have fun. We're going to hang out for a couple of months, and then he'll be on his way. And then he never left. And I remember about 6 months into it, thinking, I need to be more serious about this relationship because he's still here, right? Because when you're thinking this is temporary, you don't really think about that. And then 6 months later, I was like, wait, this is maybe long term.
My story is pretty much the same. I met my girl in 2013, had a baby same year, and then 10 years later we got three kids, and doing that whole thing.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did you guys meet here?
Yeah. So she's an Ogden girl, and I had a homie that lived in Kaysville, and she was staying at her friend's house, and it was like hey, come hang out on a Sunday night, and so we went over there. Hung out, and she gave me a dirty look, and I liked her ever since. You know what I mean? So it's just like that type of situation.
Yeah.
The dirty look get you every time.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
So 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
It was 10 years February.
Oh, yeah. Look at us.
Yeah.
It's
2013 was a big year.
Yeah, it was a big year. Oh, that's pretty cool.
When you had a bar, What made you want to be in that, get in that field of work, like having your own nightclub?
At the time, Salt Lake didn't have a lot to offer. Our really good gay bars had gone out of business or been destroyed, and the bars at the time were smoking, and I got migraines from smoke, and the gay bars had heavy cigarette smoking, and so I had this idea: let's open a non-smoking gay bar and have a good old time. I really was creating a place for myself because I couldn't go out because of the migraines, and I think it was probably, I don't know, by the time after fighting the polygamists and the city and the state and finally getting open, it took us about a year to get open. I think 4 months later, then the no smoking ban went into place. So all the bars were non-smoking. So we had the niche for 4 months. This is the place to be, non-smoking, but yeah.
Had to change the marketing up real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's really how it came about. And then it just boomed. It hit really fast and grew fast. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were the #1 gay bar in Utah for, I think, 8 years in a row, something like that. So
that's dope.
yeah, it did pretty good.
Did you end up getting alcohol?
Yes. So we were beer only for a year, which was a struggle, and then we got our liquor license. So yeah,
that's cool, man.
And we used to do crazy stuff to get, gays don't really like beer.
Really?
I mean, a little bit. The whole Bud Light drama and stuff. we don't
like beer anyway.
we love Bud Light right now, but so we would flavor our beers. So we would tell people, hey, come down. We'll create a beer that you'll like and you'll keep coming back for it. So we would make these orange beers, or we would make what we called ultra energy beers. We would take Red Bull and pour it in the beer to give it a little bit of flavor. And people were just coming in like crazy for them. So yeah.
So what was the final straw? What made you not want to go in that career field no more?
My business partner and I decided to go separate ways, and so I got bought out, basically.
Gotcha.
I asked to be bought out and move on.
Would you ever want to open up another club or bar?
We talk about it a lot. So we've had many offers, but Noni's always squashed them.
I'm gonna be for real. So I enjoyed the perks of like having the boyfriend as the owner of this bar, and I enjoyed my time there, and I loved the community. Like there were so many good people that we met. Just always awesome DJ, just really good energy. But we lived there. Like we literally lived there. We were there every weekend. There were some times where I wanted to go to support other bars, or I wanted to go do other things and not be there. But we were there every weekend. And as the bar owner, it's really difficult to, and this is from me. This is from me, from what I heard, from what he was telling me. It's hard when you're the bar owner and also you are the manager, the bar manager. It's hard to put full trust in your employees, and if you do, then keep it. Like, definitely keep that. But it's really difficult to do that because there are occasionally those employees that become problematic, and they do it more when you're not there, which kind of sucks because you want to trust them and you want them to keep themselves like self-accountable as far as like not pulling tips, like stealing, drinking on the job. I mean, in other states you can, but not in Utah. Yeah. So just watching all that, it's like you're babysitting. But I wasn't. He was. But then he was coming home and then like telling me like all these things, and I'm like, and I'm like over here like enjoying myself, just doing all the things because I'm letting him do what.
Noni was dancing, drinking, and doing karaoke.
Yeah, so I was like,
and hosting. He was hosting, right? Like everybody loved Noni. People would come to the bar to meet or see Noni and hang out with Noni and drink and have a good time.
And people would think that I was the owner, and I'm like, oh no, I'm definitely not. I know some people that would pull that and be like, yeah, I'm an owner just because I'm dating the owner. It's like, no, I never ever took responsibility. I never took that because I think that's I know people that have done that, and I think that that's really selfish.
Yeah. Well, it's corny too. Like you're not that person.
For sure.
Yeah, I've had people impersonate me, saying that they're this dude on the radio to get into the club. I'm like, dog, like you're not me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's a weird thing. I see what you're saying though, because there's a lot of risk with having that type of business too, right? You talk about employees drinking on the job. If you get cited for this, that's you're responsible for that.
Well, and I don't know if people really know the business in Utah. If you only get 3 strikes and you're out, right? So if you get a violation, you get a fine. If you get a second violation, you get shut down for a week and a fine. And then the third time, they just take your license. And there's ways around it. But the hard thing is, let's say you invest $500,000 in opening a bar, and 2 times 2 employees do something to get you a violation. Well, that's a lot of money to be out, right? I mean, it sounds like a really bad investment, doesn't it?
It does. That's why I always question my friends that have bars. I have that conversation with my friends all the time where I'm like, why do you do this? Why do you have this bar?
Yeah.
And they just like, man, I was a busboy. This is all I know. This is what makes me happy. The patrons, right? You talk about the locals, the regulars.
Yep.
The regulars, giving them a safe place to go and do their thing. Like, it makes it worth it. But I'm kind of with Noni, where it's like, I probably wouldn't do it. Even though I'm a DJ, I want to be there. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want to be DJ in these clubs and in these bars. Yeah. But there's a lot of risk with it.
There's so much risk.
Even safety. You think about safety-wise, you hear about these shootings all the time. You hear about the mass one that happened in Florida. Like, it's scary stuff.
And every time there's something like that, it hits us, because you think about, we were there in our own business that could have happened to us, and it really makes you think a lot. But we have a much better life now. We had a lot of fun. We loved our customers. We loved the business, but we have a better life now. We can enjoy ourselves. We didn't go on vacation for, 8 years that we owned it, that kind of thing. So, but anyway, we had some great DJs. Do you know DJ Freshness?
Yeah, it's my brother.
Yeah,
not my real brother. Yeah. My black brother.
Yeah. He played at our club many times. So we had a lot of local DJs and guys that were on U92 and where's he at? Is it ZHT?
Yeah, that's where he's at now. Yeah. We went to Cottonwood High School together.
Oh yeah, I went to Cottonwood.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it 72?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
You were the first class to graduate?
Yeah.
First class of one.
Brad's like, shut up, Trey. So where have you guys traveled? You talking about traveling and whatnot. Where's the last place? Have you guys got out to different countries and whatnot?
Mexico, but
so Mexico's probably that's probably like the farthest we've gone, like international. But yeah, like we try to stay stateside because someone doesn't like to fly.
I feel you. Why? How does that even happen? Like, how does that, all that metal, how is it just flying? Like, we don't, and they're all above us. You look on the grid, there's thousands up there just chilling.
Oh man,
it's like a highway.
Yeah,
like how.
And we're just cool with it.
Do you not like to fly?
No, absolutely not.
I took a fair flying class. One of our best friends was getting married, and he asked me if I would officiate the wedding, and I was like, sure, of course. And he was getting married here in Salt Lake. And then the wedding grew, and then it ended up in Florida, and then it ended up on the 86th floor of a building. So I have a fear of heights and flying. Oh, and I had to marry our friend. I had to fly there and then be on the top of a building outdoors marrying him. But yeah, it was. But anyway, the fair flying class worked for me. So if you need some flying tips,
you don't got fear no more.
A little bit. I get through it.
How was Mexico?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I think that was my first time. Planning to go back at some point, but yeah.
There's a super gay city in Mexico that we like to go to, and
is it a secret or can we say it?
No, we can say it. Everybody loves it. It's called You say it, Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, I don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah.
Aren't you Hispanic? You probably say it better than I can.
Yeah, Puerto Vallarta.
There you go.
Just,
There you go.
just throw it out there. Act confident with it. Puerto Vallarta. But there's have you guys been to Puerto Vallarta, the restaurant here?
No.
Yeah.
You have?
Delicious.
There's one out in Taylorsville.
Yep, right off of Redwood, right by the campus. Oh, delicious.
So good.
Yeah, great drinks too. So I meant to ask when you were telling me about when you guys got kind of sort of married. What number were you guys? You're talking about there was 10 people online, but what number were you guys?
So we think we were 20. We think we were number 20, but we're not sure. I wonder if we could go back and find out. But we were early, so 20-ish.
Were there like protesters and stuff out there?
So I don't think right then, but then I think they came a little bit later.
Because we were just as surprised as anyone else. So I think it was way too early for anyone to even try to appear with any of their picket signs. So there was no one there. I
think after they saw our wedding on the 5 p.m. news, they all grabbed their banners and ran down there. we started it.
Isn't it crazy that we and even just being a minority, like the whole Black History Month thing, and it's for me, it's like, damn, we have to have like acknowledgement. Like for me, it's like just a being, right? So when I see guys having to there be like a shut off on this whole thing, when you're saying there's an open window, it's like, why is there a window? Why are there people out here saying, yo, we don't want you to love each other, we don't want you to get married unless you were a different gender or whatever? That's it. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
How does that make you guys feel?
I've had to think about this a lot, because like my first reaction is always just like, you know, like F them, like who cares? Like I don't care about them. But in reality, it's like a daily thing that occurs. So, you know, it's happening, and it's more prevalent right now because it is June, which is Pride Month. But it happens all the time, and it's really hard to understand. But I think that a lot of people that are against it are looking farther than they need to. I feel like you can educate kids about this without telling them about what the hell's going on in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I think that's how they see it. That's how a lot of people see any of it, is they look that far and they're like, there's no way I'm going to tell my kids. Well, don't fucking tell your kids.
Yeah.
Don't tell your kids about it. Like tell your kids that two people love each other and leave it at that. Like you don't need to go into depth, because then you're a weirdo. Like, why are you even thinking about that? Like that, and that's what I think about it. I think that's why people get so passionate about it, because maybe they're on top of the fence about how they feel. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
it's a weird thing to me, man. Like, how do you police love? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think we can police certain things. Like, if it's inappropriate, like a kid, right? Yeah. Like a child, that's weird to me when you see like the pedophile thing. Yeah, like get that out of here. You know what I mean? But when you have two people that love each other, they're grown, like yourselves, 10 years ago, get married, do your thing.
Yeah.
It should when you guys had the thought, yo, I love you, I want to still spend the rest of my life with you. And right then, when you want to, you should be able to go to the courthouse, get that paper, go see Elvis, get hitched, and be good. Right?
Yeah.
Should be good. But for some reason, it's not. And it's an ongoing battle. And I feel like June is another reminder that, hey, there's still a fight for our brothers and our sisters out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people get confused about some of it. I think it's really interesting when people ask us, why do you need a Pride Month? Why do you need a whole month? Why do you need a weekend? Why do you need a Pride Day? And I think it's important for us to celebrate where we've come. I think it's important for us to let people know, because we've been persecuted for loving each other. And I think we need to bring awareness about, where things are. And it's kind of interesting how things have gone a little bit backwards. We made a lot of headway, but in the last couple of years, there's been a lot more violence towards gay people, and things are going backwards. So we're trying to really, get our message out there to people that, we're here and we're going to stay, and we all got to figure it out together.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that the 2 steps back?
I don't know if we know. I don't know if my opinion will be very popular, but I think it has a lot to do with politics, elected officials. I think things changed in the last 4 years. I think it became more okay to be hateful. I think it became more okay or out there to be racist. And I think things changed. And I think you probably know. You've probably experienced it as well.
Absolutely. I mean, racism, it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter what's going on. I've experienced racism in all the 5 decades I've been alive. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think that in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even now into 2020s, that's still around, right? But I've experienced it. I've been called horrible things. I've seen horrible things. I've been accused of things that I didn't even do just because of the way I look, right?
Yep.
So I'm empathetic to the struggle of not being able to be who you are when you want to be. And if you have all the pride in the world and you just live who you are, but understanding that like you're still getting stones thrown at you, like I understand that. I feel it. And it's, for me, it's I'm not the LGBTQ plus community. I'm not directly involved with it, but I am definitely impacted because I do have loved ones that are, right? So when you say there's a kind of like a backward thing, I didn't see that. I didn't feel that. And maybe it's because I'm on the other side of the fence, right?
Yeah.
If anything, I see more flags hung up in my neighborhood. I see more people proud to show support, right? But then again, I guess I don't get the stones thrown at me.
Yeah. And recently, there's been a lot of threats towards our community. Our Pride festivals have been under attack. So in the last 2 years,
what do you mean by it? What do you mean by that?
Threats of violence, bomb threats, people showing up with guns, threatening to, I think it was Boise Pride last year, right? That had a bunch of threats, and there was some guy that was going to come and shoot up the festival. The security presence at Pride this year was probably the largest we've ever seen, and I think they threw out a number, $300,000 worth of security spent just on Utah Pride.
Holy
for the
smokes.
weekend. Yeah. And metal detectors, I've never seen metal detectors at Pride before. Pat downs, looking through bags, the whole thing, which, is great. We all need it. We need to be safe, but I haven't witnessed that before.
Can you explain a little bit what is Pride? When we see this Pride festival, when we hear about the parade, what does that mean? What is it?
I think it's showing. It's not really a celebration. Like if you look into the history of it, it started as a riot, which was at the Stonewall in New York.
Was that after Harvey Milk?
It was before.
It was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the person that started that whole riot was a trans person, a black trans woman. And so cops came in, did what they
raided the bar.
The bar.
There was a bar called Stonewall in New York, and it's where trans people hung out, mostly from what we understand. And they raided the bar, and they were forcing people out, arresting people. But the trans people and the people at the bar weren't having it, so they fought back.
And threw a brick, like through a window, and it just went crazy. And that's when it started.
So, and then that's every June. It's like, yo, this is remembering that we ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. We're still gonna fight. We're gonna fight until this is, until this is right.
Yeah. There's a senator or a representative that lives in Layton, and he's pushing right now to end Pride Month. he thinks it's too much. We don't need it. And so for us, that just seems, like people trying to take us backwards, right? We move forward for our rights. And it just, I don't know, when you hear stuff like that, it kind of gets you in the heart a little bit.
It's really crazy to hear about that, because this is a guy from Utah. I'm sure he was born here. He's white. He's straight. So of course he wants to do away with it, because it's different. It's weird for him. He doesn't understand. There's no wanting to understand or like find any type of common ground. It's just like that month is no, like we don't need it anymore. Like we don't, like who cares about the representation, or like how everyone, there needs to be visibility for people that are different from myself. It feels more like he wants Utah to just stay as it is, which is majority white people, and most of the power is in the hands of a lot of white people, white men. So,
have you guys, when I look at articles and I see certain things, one thing that popped up to me that's kind of like, I guess a topic of conversation when we talk about the community is the drag queens, right? And the drag queens in schools reading books and whatnot. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I don't know. To me, it seems silly. It's people have dressed in drag for hundreds of years, right?
Yeah.
It was comedy. It was a bunch of other things. It's now art. It's a way for people to express themselves. And for a drag queen to dress up like a Disney character and read kids a book, I don't see any harm in it. I knew the minute it started happening that it was going to open a can of worms, right? Because then people start talking about grooming and pedophilia and things like that. But
and it's no different from someone dressing up in cosplay. That like someone wants to dress up as a princess that is a woman, like a cis woman. If they want to dress up and dress as a princess, there's no difference. It's just that it's a man dressing up as a woman, and it's reaching to just to pull that and say that they're grooming. It's like they're there reading to these children. I'm sure some of them have kids because they're adult men. Some of them probably have kids. So like I don't understand where this is all coming from, like where this narrative is being pushed from, because like there's really no difference between anyone else dressing up as something or someone else and reading to children.
And the thing is, parents are bringing their kids to these events, right? This isn't being forced on anyone. I mean, either you go or you don't. You make your own decisions. We have a straight friend, and he wants his kids to experience all things in life. And he called us last month and asked us, do you know where the drag queens are going to be so we can take our kids to see them and listen to the books or them perform, which I thought was really exciting and really interesting. But he wants his kids to experience everything in life, right? So they can be well-rounded and make their own decisions about things.
The first drag I've seen was Sailor Moon. Are you guys familiar with Sailor Moon?
I am not.
Yeah.
No, Noni said it like, I don't fuck with Sailor Moon.
I
Noni over here hate.
I watched the cartoon. It's right,
yeah.
or was this in like a real life?
No, he was dressed in drag.
Okay.
As Sailor Moon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
As City Weekly, because I won with City
Yes.
Weekly Best DJ.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes.
2017.
Yes.
Hey. Oh, and 18. Hey. Back to back. No, so we were at the Leonardo? That's right next to the
right,
library.
the museum.
So
Yeah.
we had a party there, and Sailor Moon went up there and had like a circle thing levitated off the ground, and was doing all this crazy stuff. Super dope. And then when I won it in 2018, we had another party at the Gateway at Dreamscape, and Dolly Parton showed up.
Dang, we know Dolly. We met her.
Yeah, super dope. And there was a few more, but
She's good. That Dolly Parton's good, right?
dog, like incredible. And when I'm looking at the performance, you mentioned it already, but it's art, right? And that's exactly what went through my mind. I was like, yo, it's art. I didn't feel and maybe it's just not in my blood to feel any type of way, but it was just like, yo, this is dope. You know what I mean? To the point where we were underneath the radio station. There's Tabernacle.
Yeah, we go there a lot.
And they do the show on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, the drag brunch.
Yes.
Run by Gia Bianca Stevens, who's the best drag queen in Utah.
I heard that. My homegirl Shay. Are you guys familiar with DJ Shay?
Yeah. So
Shay, she's my promotions director at the radio station.
Right.
And she puts me on to everything. I'm like, oh, okay, that's dope. I hope we can get to a place where people feel safe. You know what I mean? All people.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing where I don't know if we'll ever come to a common ground where we all understand each other. But how about just respect?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how about just respect? How about use respectful language, keep your hands to yourself, and mind your fucking business?
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would be excited for the day Noni and I can get out of the car, hold each other's hand, not think twice about it, and head off to the event that we're going to. Because still today, we get out of the car and look at each other, look at our surroundings, and decide what we're going to do.
Really? That's horrible. That is a horrible thing. It shouldn't be that way. And I'm very sad that you guys can't just hop out and just hold each other and do exactly what me and my wife does.
Yeah.
And it's tough for me and my wife, being a black man and a white woman. It's a tough thing too. But again, mind your fucking business, be respectful, and keep it pushing. Yeah. I don't care if a man's walking his dog with a skateboard. Like, okay, this dog's walking and doing a skateboard thing. Like, do his thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it. Doesn't impact me. You know what I mean?
For sure. Like, if that's for sure. Like, the thing that people need to realize. Like, if that shit's not, like, if it's not affecting you, then why the fuck does it matter? Like, mind your fucking business. Like, no one.
Is there anything in the community that you do cringe about?
Well, I'm OG, so I'm old gay. Yeah, so
that's a t-shirt. Please make that t-shirt in old English and everything.
So I used to have a lot, and I had to learn a lot about my community, who they were, reasons for what they were doing. But I used to hate voguing. And then I fell in love with it. But in the beginning, I was like, man, what are these guys doing? They're throwing themselves on the floor, and they look like idiots, and they're making us look stupid.
What, voguing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, voguing.
Oh, yeah.
Strike a pose.
Well, but then even further than that, the death drops and the, and then I realized, wait, this is art too. And these people are extremely talented. But I think I was always worried about how we looked, like I felt like we should look and act more normal so we can fit in, so that our lives could be easier. And then I realized we didn't need that. So that's what it was for me, but that's not how I am anymore. Right now, I don't know, man. I love everything about our community now. I love the art. I love anybody that's over the top. I love glitter bombing. I don't know. What about you?
Was there anything that irked you at Pride, the festival, at the gathering?
Maybe thongs. Thongs might irk me a little bit.
Hold on, like the flip-flops or like the underwear?
The underwear.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever play the thong song when you were a DJ?
Of course. Still to this day, it still goes off. Cisco is the man. So, no,
Is that a real question? Is that a real question?
Thong song button here?
Nah, I wish. I'm going to add it. Go ahead, Noni.
I can't really think of anything from the top of my head. I know that for me personally, just what I've experienced either in person and on TikTok is just the ageism. Like there's no respect from the younger gays to the older ones. It's literally like they see an older person like in their presence and they're of course like they're just disgusted. They're like, ew, what are they doing here? Like we need to go somewhere else because there's only old people here, and it's like there's only one person here, and it's me. I just want to listen to this music. Get the hell out of here! The fuck?
No, they used to be cool. Now you're just old.
Yeah.
No, and I don't think it's a community thing. I think that's just a young person thing. I think young people.
That's probably just me
Right.
getting old and realizing that, like,
you know, when
fuck, I'm getting old.
you
I'm
thought
old. I'm old as fuck.
your parents were stupid and you fun. I got and I had a young gay at Pride called me Old Spice.
Turned you into Scary Spice real quick.
I was Old Spice.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Speaking of families, what does your family think about the marriage and the life? Are they supportive? I know that could be probably tough. And let me tell you, I'm coming from experience. I had to change a lot of minds in my relationship, where it was like, we don't like black people. We don't like people of color. And then here I come being myself always.
Right.
Hey, you're not so bad. We like you. You know what I mean? So how's that been for your family?
For my family, my siblings, like, they were the first to know, and like when we got married, of course, I called them and let them know. I didn't let my parents know because I felt like they were still in shock from when I first came out to them, which was like a few years before that happened. So like I
Is this an LDS family?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very strong in LDS
And Polynesian.
and Polynesian. Yeah. The Polynesian culture and the Mormon culture are like intertwined.
Samoan?
Tongan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't tell them when I got married. I did tell all of my family, and they were awesome. And then our relationship just kept going. So I think that for a second, my parents acted like it was a phase, that he was just going to disappear. I was going to be straight again, because they kept praying for me and putting my name in the temple, and like their prayers, and wanting just like literally praying the gay away. They thought that at one point I was gonna just put it all behind me and then continue on the straight and narrow.
Putting all your business out there. Okay.
That's how they felt. But recently, 10 years later, now that we're actually having a wedding and we're having the ceremony, I actually reached out to my mom because I want her to walk me down the aisle. And originally I was going to ask my sister to, because she has these conversations with my mom. I don't.
Yeah.
I will call her, let her know, happy Mother's Day, happy birthday, I love you, how are you doing? I don't have those conversations because I'm not comfortable with having them. So my sister, she's the only girl. She's the one that talks to my parents daily.
Is this older or younger sister?
She's older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably not a good move for me, but I asked her if she could ask my mom for me. And of course she has kids, so she's busy. She can't catch a break. She has kids in sports, all of the things. And so I was like, why don't you just buck up, stop being a little bitch, and just ask her yourself? So I did. I called her one day and I'm just like, hey mom, I know Nessie talked to you about our wedding. I just want to ask you, would you mind walking me down the aisle? Simple as that. And she was just like, yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. She knew when it was, but she's like, what do I need to wear? Like, when do I need to be there? So it was beautiful. But I also think that that the segue to this was like, so I had a brother that I lost this last year. He battled with addiction, but he passed, and he was dependent on them because like his whole life just gone because he decided he wanted to do these extracurricular activities more than he wanted to hang out with family. So it all fell apart, but my mom and dad were there for him like the whole time. So they witnessed him from his highest all the way to his low until he was gone. And so I feel like that was them experiencing that was like the segue to be like, oh look, I have another son that I can support.
Mm-hmm.
Like and so it was nothing for her. Like there was no reservations when she was talking to me. She was just like, yes, of course. what time? What do I need to wear? And I was very surprised. I was taken back because I was expecting some pushback for her to be like, no. She immediately was just like, yes. And so it was very special for me.
Hearing that, and I put myself in your shoes. If I can overcome telling my mom that and asking my mom that, man, I'm holding my husband's hand no matter what. Fuck everybody else. I battled the hardest thing in my life, which is asking my mom. You know what I mean? Like that's powerful, bro. That's very powerful. What did Pop say?
You know what? My dad is very much just anything that my mom wants or says, it goes. We've noticed now that they're getting later in their years that like my sister talks to him all the time, and he actually has his own opinion. Like it's really weird. Like she'll ask him questions. She'll ask them questions about in regards to like church or like politics or anything. And my mom will say this thing, and then my dad will just say the opposite. It's crazy. But we waited this long to find out that he has his own personality. Like forever, our whole life, it was just whatever mom said is what went. But my dad, supportive. He literally, he's so excited to go there, and I think he's more excited because he gets a new shirt and some new shoes.
Is your dad the type of dad that only gets new shirt and new shoes when somebody else buys it for him? Or does he go shopping?
It's when we buy it for him.
Yeah, same here. My dad's the same way. My dad, you don't gotta wait until Father's Day to get a new shirt.
Exactly.
We can go to Target and get something right now if you want to.
Exactly.
It's so funny. So family, a little rocky at the beginning. They're supportive now. They get it. They've been through a lot too. They lost a child. You've lost a brother, but now they're hopefully in their eyes they're gaining a son. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And Noni has an amazing family.
They always ask about him when I talk to him, and like when I go to events that he can't attend, they're more worried why he's not there because they prefer him being there over me. Like he's literally like he's the favorite. He's the better half. Yeah. Not just for me, but for them. Like,
I'm the
like
Pele.
fuck Noni. Like where's Brian?
I'm the Pele.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Pele is?
The Palangi?
No, that's the favorite child.
Oh.
And,
It's a Tongan saying for like your favorite child.
Oh.
and Noni's mom likes to call me that in front of Noni and his siblings to piss him off.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So Brian, what does your family think?
You know,
Have you been married before, or have you?
No.
Okay.
I was in a long-term relationship before Noni, but never married. So yeah. You know, back in the day, I never said anything to my family, but I came out way late for people come out a lot earlier than I did now. I was 28 years old before I even told my best friend that I was gay. And even later than that when I told my family members, but I was terrified that my family would hate me or disown me if I told them I was gay or if they knew that I was gay. So I never said anything, but they all knew and they all talked about it, but they didn't let on to me, you know. And I've talked to my sister since. We're much closer now as adults, and we lost our parents a couple of years ago, both my mom and dad, within 3 months of each other. And so my sister and I have become closer, and every so often I'll ask her things like, did you know, did you guys talk about it? What did mom and dad say? What did they think? It was really interesting. But we have a niece, my brother's daughter, who would tell my dad, Brian and Noni are together, they're a couple. And my dad would say, yeah, I know that, but they're gonna find women someday.
Really?
And it was really interesting because we would come over to the house for Christmas or whatever events. My family's huge, and holidays and birthdays, and I would always drag Noni along, and he would always say, oh man, I don't know, because he felt uncomfortable when my dad would ask him, hey, when are you gonna find a nice girl to marry? And he always wanted to say, I'm already married. I'm married to your son. But he would go along with it or just be uncomfortable for the night and get through it. But our niece would continue to tell him, they're married, that they're going to be together forever. And I think there was one time we came over to the house and my dad said, hey, I was at the bank yesterday and there's this really beautiful girl and she's single and I think you would love her and you should go meet her. And I was like, Dad, it's not going to happen. You got to get used to the idea. But, he was 80. He died when he was 89. And I don't know. I know that he knew, but I just don't know that he fully understood. So, yeah.
Do you wish you would have been like, no, I'm married to your son, homie? Is there anything in you that would, I don't even want to say disrespect, because I don't feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like it's you living your truth.
I mean, I definitely wish that would have been the outcome, but it never was, because it was, like, I'm socially awkward to start with. I have social anxiety all the time, so I play things out in my mind that maybe will not happen, but I just imagine, and we're gonna go to all of these other events, family events, we're gonna chill, we're gonna do, and I'm just gonna end up having this conversation again. So why does it matter that I'm gonna confront him right now? It's really not gonna matter, because he's old, he's gonna forget, or he's gonna act like he forgot and then just bring up the same question again.
Hey, remember, Dad, I'm married to your son. Don't fucking forget it.
Yeah. There's a
remember
I mean,
it.
I feel like that probably would have been the better approach, but yeah, I think it's just the age gap, and like, because he was so much older.
Yeah.
There's that, like, in the Polynesian culture, you just respect your elders.
Yeah.
You don't say shit to them. Like, if they could say something and you could say yes because you're supposed to, but then go do something else. Just don't say it to their face. Don't act that way in front of them.
It's the same way in the black culture and in the Mexican culture. Like, you go along with your elders, but I feel like this is the time where, is that right? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's a difference between being respectful and a difference between being disrespected. And I feel like different generations don't understand the difference between the two, right?
Right.
But it's okay to educate somebody.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna get everything right all the time.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't either, right? No. So it's just like, how do you take the education portion of it?
That's what I love about Noni. He keeps me on track. He educates me and keeps me woke.
Not the woke.
Do you think that, speaking of woke, do you think that woke culture, or this culture of being politically correct, do you think what do you think this is right now? Like, the climate of it? Do you think it's over the top? Do you think that they need to let some things slide?
I feel like everyone should feel safe, like, wherever they are. I feel like it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from or what your opinion is. I feel like everyone has the right to feel safe, whether it be, like, at school, at home. Like, I feel like being politically correct is important. I feel like there are instances that it's pushed too far, but I'm probably just saying that because I'm being insensitive to, like, other people that are probably offended by how I look or whatever. But I don't, like, at this point, it's like, I don't know, like, what do you think? Like, why do you think it's such a big thing right now?
I think that it's important, right, to keep people's feelings in mind, but I also think that we can't be sensitive to everybody. Something's gonna offend somebody. We were just talking off mic. I think it was off mic. We were talking about a TikTok conversation. You and your brother having a friendly conversation. Somebody got offended, right? And it's like, but that's me and my bro. Like, he's okay with it. We're talking.
Right.
But somebody else, even probably within the community, got offended. You know what I mean? So do you censor yourself and not be yourself with your loved ones? Or do you just say, hey, okay, I'm not for that person? You know what I mean? But I honestly, I truly feel if you lead with your heart won't fail you. Regardless if it offends, we're going to offend somebody. You guys walking out with your holding hands in Smiths, you're offending somebody. But you're following your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't always get it right. So I think being politically correct, yes, it's needed, but I also feel like just be aware, I guess. Try to be aware of the room, be aware of your surroundings, but be yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my feeling on it.
That was a great statement, because I think truly it is just about leading with your heart, right? And your love and making your decisions that way. It's interesting. I like that.
It's really interesting that you mentioned like trying to be like comfortable, trying to not filter myself in front of people, because that's one thing that I'm kind of worried about this wedding, is because my parents are coming, who are still very Mormon, and go to church every Sunday, and it's our wedding, so we're gonna have people get up to do toasts. So there will be things that are said that they might feel offended by, but the thing is, it's
remember the first time I caught you sucking dick,
right? It's that type of shit. That type of shit.
No, my
mom's gonna be like,
but it's inappropriate. It'll feel inappropriate because they're there, but it's not, because it's our wedding. So y'all could like I'll probably feel some type of way if they just dip in the middle of the toast, but I'll understand. But it's like, I'm not telling anyone to filter and anything. Well, he has family that's going to be there as well that are also same spectrum. So
I think you know what you're getting yourself into. Or if you don't, if you're 70, 80 years old and you don't, then okay, if you feel uncomfortable, you can leave. But this is your guys' ceremony. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Me personally, if my auntie's here, I'm not cursing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And it's not even just because I'm afraid or anything. It's just I was always raised not to curse in front of your elders.
Right.
Exactly.
If your parents showed up right now in the middle of the podcast, hello, how you doing? Let me get you something to drink. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know what I mean? So I think there's it's just, how are you raised, you know what I mean? But I definitely don't feel like going forward you should censor yourself at all. Be who you are. You're not going to be for everybody. We can't make everybody happy.
This is true.
If Club Jam tried to make all the patrons happy, you would be closed down super quick.
I learned that right off the bat.
It's impossible. The people in your life are going to gravitate to you. It's like a book, right? Chapter 1. The people in chapter 1 aren't in chapter 25.
Yep.
Right. Because they all died.
Went super dark there. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that let people live and be who they are. Don't censor yourself. Again, just be respectful and mind your fucking business.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think Noni's nervous because we have a very, very mixed group of people coming to our wedding. So
where's the ceremony? Where are you guys doing this thing at?
Memorial House in Memory Grove.
Where the fuck is that?
Right below the Capitol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Damn, rich ass wedding.
This
hold on, is it
on a budget?
Is it that little church right there?
That's across the street from the Capitol. That's called the White Chapel. This is in the canyon below.
Oh, okay.
Where the creek is and all the
dogs.
Where
those kids died in that.
Wow.
In that school bus. You hear this? Gravity Hill?
Yeah, it's below Gravity Hill.
Below
there.
Where all the kids died.
Yeah, hopefully no kids will die.
With that urban legend about...
Yeah.
Wait, was that for real?
That was for real.
Yeah, and then the kids are pushing the car.
You never seen this?
I've heard about it. I've heard all of...
I took Noni to Gravity Hill and nothing happened.
Yeah, you put the baby powder on front of your
hood,
and you'll see the little hands, and they push you back up the hill, and they whisper, "Don't go down there." So, what's the official say? Do you take Noni to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Exactly.
Don't go down there.
Run!
Who's officiating your guys' wedding? Got a friend or somebody?
Yeah, Matt Gephardt. Do you know Gephardt? Get Gephardt from TV?
Yeah.
So he was the guy who was filming our original marriage at the courthouse, and he's ordained, and so he was going to marry us that day, but the mayor stepped in and took over. So 10 years later, we're gonna have Matt do the job.
Oh, congrats. That's dope.
Yeah.
So are you guys doing the reception the same place as the wedding?
No.
Where's the after party?
Yeah, exactly. It's at Club Verse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That place was popping on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a great place. Our buddy owns it, and it's 6 South and State Street.
Yeah, just about.
State Street.
Yeah.
And off of 6.
Rooftop open yet?
They said it was open. We haven't seen it
That
yet.
motherfucker's big as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
When my homegirl Shay, because they were doing some advertising with the radio station, and so I was telling them like, I think it was Club Verse. They were talking about having like they were gonna open at like 5 for a coffee and whatnot. I think it was that club. But I was like, damn, they should really like do some fun things with the rooftop.
Yeah.
And at the time it wasn't open, so I think it is now.
Yeah, they struggled with some city permits or something, but I think it's open now.
That whole district right there is popping. How do you feel about the community's nightlife now in 2023?
Well, it's kind of interesting for us because we don't really go out to gay bars a lot. We just go out to bars or restaurants or go out with our friends. And so it's not always a gay bar. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. But we feel like Salt Lake has really changed and become very open. So we feel comfortable going to straight bars, mixed bars, gay bars, things like that. So, yeah. I think the community's doing pretty good. I mean, there was a while where we didn't really have a lot of places to go, but now we've got, I think, 4 or 5 cool spots that people can go to. And I think they're doing pretty good.
Is there friendly competition or is there drama within all those
I
clubs?
hope
and
there's
stuff?
drama. Please.
That's
Is it a real gay
also-
bar if there's no drama?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
well, that's also the thing that I don't miss when he did own the bar. There was drama, there was competition, and before this was like at the beginning of Facebook, there was this website called Salty Gossip, and literally everyone went on there and talked mad shit about this bar, and the word was that the people on there never even went to any of the places. They literally just went to one place and just went on there and talked shit about all of the other bars. So they were
trying to create a lot of drama.
They created tension between everyone, but everyone went and read it, even though they knew that they were in favor of one bar. Everyone still went on there and they wanted to see everything, and they were posting people's mug shots and doing all the
If you got busted,
they were just like shaming the fuck out of everyone and anyone in the community, which is what ultimately led to their demise. Because kind of like Wendy Williams, like when you talk that much shit about people, the karma is just gonna come back.
Yeah, exactly. What goes around comes around, man. That's why I just, again, respect people and mind my fucking business.
That's something I definitely live by. Yeah.
And keep it pushing. All right, man. Well, how about we jump into some questions?
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? At this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
So questions is a segment that we do. I just literally throw it up on social media and say, hey, yo, send me your questions. Some people might have known who the guest was. Some people don't. And questions is sponsored by the good folks over at Fierce Fighting Championship. Number 26 going down at the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls, Saturday, June 24th. Kent Mafaleo is defending that heavyweight title. Get your tickets right now at fiercefightingchampionship.com. Pay-per-view is available too if you can't make it out to Idaho Falls. All right, question number 1 comes from Jason in West Jordan. What's your thoughts on power slap? Have you heard of this? Do you guys follow UFC or anything like that?
Is that when people just stand there and slap the shit out of each other until someone...
Noni and his brother do this shit. No, and it freaks me out because I don't know what's going on and they're drunk and they'll like smack each other to see who's going to hit the hardest and what's going on publicly.
I think that...
Let's just not like breeze over that. You just sit there slapping your brother.
What happened?
and sometimes I'll be upstairs and I'll come downstairs because I can hear something going on and they'll stop and they'll both look straight ahead like nothing happened. But I can tell because there's water in their eyes and their faces are a little bit red. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I see the handprint on your face.
Yeah.
You can't hide it.
Because these guys, they like to push each other. You know, like Noni's brother can be sitting there doing absolutely nothing and Noni will start poking his face and then he gets pissed off. And then, so all this stuff's going on around me, right? And then I'll turn my back and hear, psst.
It's that sibling rivalry. Like, we live together. So is us.
His brother lives with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
Vita.
It never goes away. Like, there's always... But it's that maturity level where, like, he'll just be sitting there. But it's usually when one of us is... or when we're both under...
No, when they're both drunk.
So, like, we'll just be sitting there, and then, like, I don't know where I'll just get up and act like I'm going to the bathroom and just backhand the shit out of him. And then he'll immediately get up and he'll take it another level. He'll grab like a shoe and slap and hit me in the face with the shoe. So then I have to grab the chair. So,
oh my gosh!
And
then I have to put a stop to it before it gets. You know, the neighbors are calling and the bountiful police shows up.
Oh no! Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you guys think? You guys think this power slapping?
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It definitely takes some stamina, but I don't know that is a real sport. I mean, you're like standing there, and some people just, you know, they have more. Yeah, there's no way to weigh contestants to see and like do like slap the shit out of them before to see who. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because even like bigger contestants will lose to smaller ones. So it's like there's no way to tell. But I mean, it's fun to watch.
I love to see him get knocked out.
Oh yeah,
I think it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's cool, but man, probably not the best thing for people. You know what I mean? It's entertaining as shit though.
I mean, it's giving it's like concussion.
You know what?
It's giving like I don't.
I want to see this go down with some drag queens. I want to watch it.
Drag queen power slap.
Yes, please hit the button.
Yeah, let's do it. We gotta find. Do you think some drag queens will be down?
Oh man, you know what? I want drag queens to do everything. I want to go on a drag queen cruise. I want to see a slapping contest. What was the other thing? I'm always coming up with drag queen wrestling. You know, like the midget wrestling, but with drag queens. Yeah. Well, oh man, I want to see that.
So that's another thing. See, we can't be politically correct. I don't know if you can say midgets no more.
Oh, well, okay. So here's the deal. We hired midgets to come to the club and wrestle. It was a
well, and that's what they market their whole thing.
Yes.
And they traveled around the country and they did midget wrestling, right? But I felt really uncomfortable saying it. I kept feeling like I should say little people or I don't know. And I asked them flat out when they showed up, how do you want me to introduce you? And they're like, we're midgets, dude. Call us midgets. I was like, oh shit,
dumbass! Don't be a little bitch.
I know, right? And then they hit me in the head with a chair.
I'm a big wrestling fan, so yeah. I love
Have you
it.
seen midget wrestling?
I haven't. Well, I did. It was back in the South Shore, not South Shore. Lumpy's. It's Lumpy's South days.
Yes.
Yep.
And they used to do the midget wrestling.
Yep.
So I had heard about it from one of the shows they did at Lumpy's, and then I called the guy, and he's like, "So you want a bunch of midgets to come to the gay bar and wrestle?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
That's awesome.
It was huge. We sold out. It was big.
We need to find them again. I need to go catch a wrestling match.
I have their number.
There you go. Okay.
Well, and it seems like wrestling has come back like crazy.
Bro, I just had Manny Lemons on the show.
Oh, Manny's my boy.
Yeah. So Manny Lemons, he came on the show. We were talking about his experience with it, and you're right, man. I fell out of it maybe around 03, 04-ish.
Right.
And I just recently got back into it. I was showing my son, my oldest son, he's 9 years old. I was showing him old Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels, right? The old school dudes. He fell in love with it too, and now we're back into the storyline. The bloodline is falling apart. I love it. But yeah, it's great.
You know, Manny's doing a summer wrestling school for kids.
Yeah.
So you should get your kid in there.
Yeah, I talked to him about it. So I told my son, because we got to go, Cottonwood's doing a football scrimmage thing, like a I don't know what it's called, like a training.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that next week. And then when when Manny comes back, I think I might get him into it.
Yeah. I think my niece is going to get in on that.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. All right, next question. Angel from Kearns, Utah.
Hey, Angel.
How does it feel to get older?
Oh, that's my question. All right. So I'm going to spill the beans here. How old are you, Noni?
I'm 37.
And I'm going to be 60 next month.
God damn.
I know. So we have a little bit of age difference here.
You don't look 60.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you look
It's
good.
all that gay love.
Who the secret serum.
It's a secret love.
You're the founder youth.
Hey, if you want to stay young, turn gay. This is it right here.
That was a cum joke for all y'all out there. What celebrity do you get? Celebrity lookalike.
Oh boy. So I drank for free one night in Vegas on Timothy Hutton, which I know that nobody knows who this guy is, but apparently I look just like him. And they took me to clubs and all over the place. I had no idea what was going on. I was drinking for free. I didn't pay for a thing for a couple of days in Vegas. And then I asked one of the guys that was in this group that we were in, how come I didn't pay for anything? And he said, "Come on, Timothy, you know." And I was like, "Whoa, wait, who do you think I am?" And he's like, "Timothy Hutton." I was like, "I'm not Timothy Hutton. I'm from Salt Lake City. We just came down here to have a good time." And this group of people just hung on to us and took us everywhere and paid for everything.
Wow.
So yeah, I got that for a while. But I don't know, who do you think? Or is that the question, or did you just ask that?
Oh, okay. The question was, how does it feel getting older?
Yeah.
But I get Bert Kreischer feelings.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Do you get Bert?
Yeah. So Bert, I know Bert a little bit, and Bert and I had a picture together once at one of his shows, and we were doing the pose. But I remember walking in with my shirt off and walking up to Bert and him being like, "Okay, let's do this." So I had no idea who Bert was. I was in a bar one night, and a group of people came up and said, "Hey, you look exactly like our friend Bert." I'm like, "Bert who?" "Well, he's a comedian. His name's Bert Kreischer. He's coming to Salt Lake next week. You got to meet him." That was my first time even hearing about him. I went to his show, and then I met him after, and so then we became friends.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a lot of his stories, where it's just like, yo, just a regular dude. We end up being friends.
Yeah.
He's coming back fully loaded. It's coming back next month.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
We're giving away tickets.
Okay. Let's see if we can get some of those tickets.
I talked to those. I'll see what I can do, fellas. I'll see what I can do. For me, I feel like getting old doesn't feel any certain way. It's no, I lie. I had a midlife crisis. Maybe about 8 months ago. And I was like, holy shit! Like, I'm 30. I'm 33. I was like, that's 33 years of life. You know what I mean? You look at anything 33 years old, it's worn down, it's tore up, it shouldn't be around. And you look at life and you realize how life is precious. I lost my sister and my brother. My sister, she was an addict. She got clean. She took medication. She passed away. You look at her short life, 36 years on this earth. I was like, damn, I'm only 3 years away from when my sister passed. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. You look at life a little bit differently as you age. You know, and hearing your dad made it to 89, I'm like, that's 89 years of life.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I don't ever want to get that old. Like I feel like
He talks about this all the time.
No,
he's like, look, when
I'm so serious. I'm so serious. The oldest that I ever want to get to is probably 75. That's pushing. Like if there's ever like one of those assisted suicide things, like I literally I don't want.
But Noni, technology is so good now.
Yeah.
Who's to say that
10 years from now?
You know, back in the, even 10, 15 years ago, it was like, yo, you're lucky to make it to 60. You know what I mean? Now we have 60-year-olds running marathons and doing all this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Technology and medicine is so, in the next 30 years, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll probably
still be mad.
I'm gonna stay mad. I'm gonna be like, well, why is technology doing this shit to me? Like, I was ready to go, and I'm like, hold on, hold up.
The doctor's like, no, Noni, take the pill out your mouth. We can make you live for the next 40 years. No, he's like, nope, 75, I'm out.
I said what I said.
He talks about this all the time. Yeah. He doesn't want to.
But like, I don't know. It's hard to really. That's what I think right now. But when I get that age, am I going to want to be like, maybe at that point there's a serum that you take and then like you feel like 30 years younger. I would still decline.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that. Check out his podcast, The Other Side of the Beehive. All right. Our girlfriend, the wife with a knife.
Ooh.
She said, if you could resurrect someone from the dead, who would it be and why?
Lola, why do you do this? This is my mom.
What made your mom special?
She was the best person ever. Yeah. She didn't judge anybody. She was here for everybody. She's very, very, very special for sure.
Do you have a special memory of your mom?
Oh, man.
Something that you always have to tell at a dinner or something?
Oh, so many. My mom, she was funny, creative, public speaker. Everybody loved her. She if you ask her to do anything, she would do it. We did. Have you ever seen that game Pie Face?
Oh yeah.
Where they hit the my mom was down with whatever. If we were like, hey, we're doing Pie Face, she'd get her face in the thing, get the whipped cream smashed in her face.
That's awesome.
She just, man, everything. She was a go-getter. Yeah, she was amazing for sure.
I love that. Yeah. What about you, Noni?
I don't really think too much of that question, to be honest.
Not even Tupac.
Oh, so we're talking about anyone.
Anyone.
Oh,
Could be anybody.
I would have said Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael would have been good.
Oh, but you wanted to go that way. Okay.
I think I would want to sit down with Michael.
Right?
I mean, that dude, look at all the music catalog that he owned. I would love to hear his perspective, like a real conversation with him on like being investigated by the FBI and all of these other things and being the biggest thing in entertainment, not just music, but entertainment.
And the way that he made things happen, his creativity, his making himself seem larger than life. I mean, maybe he really was, but in the way he promoted himself, all of the stuff that was in the National Enquirer, most of that stuff was fed to them by him. It was like, I'm going to give them some crazy shit and people are going to eat it up, and they did. I think that was also part of his demise too. But
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, the gossip just kept going, and then it got like worse.
I think he
worse,
made
and then
himself
it was
too
just, like,
crazy.
you probably should have just.
Stop sleeping with the monkey.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
I would have loved to bring him into the digital age. Like, how do you think Michael would have been with this digital age?
Dude, he would, because he got into anything and everything and anything that was new. He would have probably been one of the top developers. He would have he probably would have helped pioneer a lot of that. He was always like doing stuff before anybody else was.
Yeah.
But who do you want to bring back?
I mean, I would probably bring back Prince.
Oh, another one.
I like his music is just, it's iconic.
Yeah.
And just to like pick apart his brain, I know that I've heard his interviews and I've heard his interactions with people, and I heard that the dude was weird as fuck and like literally would barely speak to people, and it was just always, I mean, watching Chappelle, like his show, like Charlie Murphy, and like I would like to know, because he was such a mastermind when it came to R&B music, and yeah, I feel like he definitely would. Yeah, he's someone that I would definitely like to resurrect and just like pick apart his brain.
Yeah.
And see where this excellence, where it stems from and where it came from. And I did watch Purple Rain like more times than I want to admit, but like it would be interesting to know the real story and to actually have a real conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he was like a normal one,
Yeah.
not a weird one where it's quiet most of the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely. I think Prince will be a good one. Okay, we got a couple more here. We're almost at an hour and a half, so we'll try to fly through these ones, fellas. Crystal in Denver, Colorado.
Hey, Crystal.
Would you dye your hair a bright color?
Noni would. Noni's been any and every color, including the beard.
Really? What's one that you would do again?
I really liked blue.
Go back to blue. Do it again.
Blue or purple. So, like somewhere in the violet. Like I like that whole color scheme. Like even red.
Yeah.
Like red is a little bright, but
I think I'd be nervous about doing mine, just because I don't know. You hear horror stories, right? You hear it falling out. You hear about it being, it's supposed to be green and ended up being a total different color.
right.
Burning your skin.
Exactly. So I'd have to go to a professional.
Well, with your type of hair and Noni's type of hair, it's a long process. Mm-hmm. It's like baby steps over a week period of time to get it bleached out and then to get a color in it. And he's been burned a couple of times. He's had some blisters on his forehead.
What color would you do yours if you did dye?
I'm looking at your hair like it's mine. I don't know. Maybe like a violet type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a violet, like a salmon fuchsia type of thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, maybe like a galaxy. That's what I'm thinking, like galaxy color.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
that would look
like
good.
multiple colors.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be cool. All right, good question, Crystal. Kevin Ray. You guys know Kevin?
Yep, we know Kevin.
This one's specific.
We call him Kevy.
KP. Brian, have you ever been stuck inside a vending machine?
Kevin, you know the answer to this. Just the one with the big balls, the big balls in it that, has the bigger door that
The
you
door
can
on the side.
Oh, yeah.
fit
It has the
inside.
claw. Is that
The claw, yeah. I might have got in there and got a ball out of it.
Were you able to get out?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wait, at an adult age?
Yeah,
Brian,
I know.
is there pictures out here
I hope not.
I would have laughed at if I'm the operator of the arcade. Nope, leave him in there.
Yeah.
Got himself in. He can get himself out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Last one. Johnny in Lancaster, California. Have you swam with dolphins? If not, would you?
Oh man, I want to.
I've never, but I am 100% down.
Yeah, I want to really bad. We need to do that. We haven't done it, but we want to.
I haven't, and I would not.
Oh,
I'm scared.
Really?
Man. One,
Those little sharp teeth.
Not only that, but they're horny little fuckers.
Oh yeah, and look at yourself, man. They would be up on you.
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, I don't want my ass probed yet.
They will be up on you. You're right. You're right.
So I have you guys seen the SeaWorld Blackfish documentary?
No. Have you?
No.
It will make you cry. Watch it. It's called Blackfish. You can watch it on Amazon or something like that. It's about SeaWorld. It's about the mistreatment of killer whales, orcas. It's weird, man. They hunt orcas just to bring them in just for SeaWorld.
Wow.
All the SeaWorld trainers that were drowned and bit, they covered it up, but it was really them like just treating these animals bad. You know what I mean? It's bad. But that's another reason why I wouldn't get in there, because it's, man, you swim with them. If they grab your leg, they could take you down and hold you. What are you gonna do?
It's true.
You know what I mean? So it's really weird that we let beasts. We have animals like dogs. I love dogs. I love cats.
Yeah.
First animal was a cat. But it's weird that we just let wild animals run around our house when we're asleep.
Yeah, we have a brand new dog that's the size of Noni, and we let him run.
Dane? Great Dane?
No, he's a Great Pyrenees.
Yeah, Great Pyrenees.
What's his name?
Coolie.
Coolio?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Coolie in Tongan means dog.
Oh. Really? Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But we spell it the English way with a C.
Cooley. It started because our first dog was Chloe, and then our second dog was Cooper, and so we wanted a C name.
Yeah.
And I told Noni, let's get a Polynesian C name, and he's like, well, Cooley means dog. It's spelled in Tongan it's Kuli.
Yeah.
But we spell it Coole. Yeah.
Cause y'all Crips. All right. Let's
Let's jump into our last segment of the show. It's called P or Not P. Hey Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted podcast with Drerawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah, oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Funk. G-Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 podcast. Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey. And they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G-Daddy Funk,
wow,
on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
I'm a player, man. I'm a pimp, and I don't have to deal with. You got your shirt on backwards, player. Players, fuck up.
P or not P? That is the question.
Okay, so back in my day, we used to say, yo, keep it player, right? We used to say that was a thing. Now the kids are saying, keep it P, pushing P, right? So I'm going to give you these scenarios, and you have to tell me if it's P or not P, which is, it's cool or not cool.
Okay, so P is cool, and un-P is not cool?
Not P.
Not P.
It's not cool.
So pushing P or...
Help me, Noni. Help me.
Or hell no.
All right, we're gonna fight for these ones, fellas.
All right.
Okay, wearing the same underwear 2 days in a row.
Not P.
Pushing P.
You say it's P?
Yeah.
In what scenario should you be wearing the same underwear twice?
For the record, Noni said he would do that.
No. at the end of the rotation, and I forget to.
Noni has laundry
my
underwear.
ass is clean too.
Yeah.
Like we use wipes. We don't use toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
So there's nothing there's nothing hanging out there, and I think that my ass is hella clean. So
Yeah,
Okay.
but
so I at the end of it, if there's no other underwear, I'm gonna just wear the same underwear after showering.
yeah, but he also has ugly laundry day underwear. Yeah, I always know when he's out of underwear because he wears these really ugly pair.
Do they have holes in them?
No, but they're like. No, but they're just ugly.
Tony's like, shut up.
It's the baggy, like unflattering, like it's like big boxer briefs.
I'm gonna throw them away.
Those
They're so
are
ugly.
the last option, and then after that, I'll just wear it again. So I'm like,
If I won't wear the same pair twice, but if I need to, I'll just free ball it. Fuck it. Wifey knows what's up.
But what if you shark?
If I shark,
Yeah.
Then
I
you're
shouldn't
like-
be sharting. I should not be. Whatever I ate, I should not be sharting.
Especially if you're free balling.
Oh yeah, no, that's bad news.
That's a bad day.
Yeah, then it's just like I gotta throw away that pair of shorts.
That's what I'm afraid of. Like that's why I can't go free ball. I'm afraid that I'll just shart and then I have to go home. Like I'm not staying here at work. I'm just leaving.
Oh, you have to go somewhere for work. You don't work at home. It's 2020
Exactly.
You better get a job where you can work from home. Shit, all of us are at home.
That would be the worst thing for me, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dating a homie's ex.
Not pee.
No.
Can't, right?
No. Yeah.
Some type of code, right? You gotta,
Yeah, for sure.
Can you have sex with them but not date them?
no. No.
Who
did it? Who did it? Who did it?
Oh no,
Okay.
not us.
All right.
No.
Yeah, no. Don't date a homie's ex. There's plenty of fish out there. If they're trying to come on to you, don't shut it down.
Yep.
Be a friend first.
And go tell them that
Do you tell?
Yeah, rat about.
No, but
They're ex, so they shouldn't even
be. Yeah, but if they're approaching, but you're not talking with them anymore.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, then like I don't know. Was it a bad breakup or?
No, Noni. The answer is no. It's not P. All right. This one's a single word. Jaeger bombs.
Oh, I love Jaeger.
Occasionally. So, but also no.
I'm a pee. I'm a pee on the Jaeger bombs.
I can't do it. My homeboy DJ Bad Boy Brian, he does the Jaeger
What?
bombs.
Hold on. That's our boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little Brian.
We hang out with him on the weekends.
Oh, at
Chakra.
Chakra?
Yeah.
You guys should have came the night I was over there. He had me come and guest DJ.
Dang, we should have. Yeah, we love that guy.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is we saw him at a festival. He was wearing a hat that said Big Bad Brian. My name is Brian. And I told Noni, I need that hat. And we were kind of joking a little bit about it. And then we ended up at a club that night and he was the DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Small Lake City.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's his drink of choice.
Yeah.
Every time he's like, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Jaeger bombs. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, we're close with him. He's a good guy.
All right, next one. Getting a new job, but quitting after training. So you only stay there for that training check.
I don't care. If I hate it, I'm out.
No, I have to see it through. Like I have like a work ethic, and it won't allow me to just dip. So I still have to follow through and stay there for at least a month. And but I might still suffer after the month because I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck here now.
Nope.
and that's what I get. Like, but I don't know. My work ethic won't let me do that shit. But if I absolutely need the money, no, I'm still gonna see it through and suffer the consequences of being too loyal to a company that probably doesn't give a shit about me.
They don't. Yeah. It's one thing I realized. Unless you're writing your own checks, you're replaceable and they don't care. And that's 100% real.
Noni's a very dedicated person. If he tells you he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And he doesn't care if it's painful. He'll still do it. Not me. I'm out.
I won't just stay there for the check for training. I'll leave either as soon as I found out that like what it was, or once I give it a try, then I'll leave. But it doesn't. I don't put myself in those situations too often. If I hear about a job, it's usually from a friend that's reliable and they put me in the right, spot. So, okay. All right, next one. Owning a bird.
Not pee.
No.
Nah, don't own a bird. All right, not tipping the delivery guy.
Ooh, that's a good one because we're big tippers. We believe in tipping. We like tipping. But when do you ever see the delivery guy? Oh, you mean like the pizza guy?
Pizza guy, DoorDash.
Oh yeah, always, yeah.
Chinese takeout.
Yeah.
Do you deliver on pickup though? Like curbside pickup? Do you tip? Let's say you're getting Chili's to go.
Yeah, I will.
You still tip?
Yeah.
Okay. What about like McDonald's?
Oh, that's a tough one.
No.
I'll give to the Ronald McDonald Fund. How about that?
You will. Yeah. If Ronald McDonald's himself.
Well, sometimes they put the cup out there to like make you feel obligated to put money in there. And if I have any extra change, I'll put it in there.
I think tipping changed after the pandemic.
Right? Yeah.
I work really close with a bar named Sue, and I seen it just run through like my friends, and it was a tough time. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was a weird time in the bar industry, in the restaurant industry. So I think I got a better appreciation for tipping after going through that.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Showing up to the function empty-handed.
Never.
What you go to?
We're gonna bring a bottle. 5 Husbands vodka.
That and or a case. You don't just show up. I mean, if they want you to bring food, then bring desserts, because I'm not gonna cook and
Noni has a rule. Noni has a rule. If you bring something to the party, nobody drinks it, it still stays. And if someone brings a bottle to your party, you don't take it home. It stays. It's sort of, it's a gift, right? You brought a bottle as a gift to the party.
Yep.
And I remember we had a party at our house once, and one of our friends brought a bottle and it never opened. And so at the end of the night, he reached over to pick it up, and Noni took it out of his hand and said, "That's not how it works. This was a gift."
Yeah. No. What are you doing? You don't do that.
And he said, "Wait, I've been to house parties my whole life. I've always taken my alcohol with me." And he's like, "Not this house party."
Yeah. No. What kind of parties is he going to?
Well, I was also under the influence, so I had so much courage to do that. If I was sober, I would have been like, "No, you're
okay." But hold up. We went to a New Year's Eve party, right? And it was 5 a.m, I think, and the table was full of bottles. None of them had been opened. These people must have just had people bringing a shit ton of alcohol, and every so often Noni would disappear, and I thought, oh, he's in the bathroom, whatever. No, he was taking bottles and he was hiding them outside by the tree. And of course it's 5 a.m. We've been partying all night. And so I'm like, hey, we got to go home now. Thanks for inviting us to your beautiful home. We had a great time. And then I get to the car and I get in, I'm looking around. Noni's nowhere to be found. And he's over at the tree collecting all of the bottles.
Noni.
And he's piling them in the car. I think he probably had six or 7 bottles.
Oh my God.
Holy smokes.
And then,
I don't even remember that.
And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell are you doing? Because that's not us at all, right?
Yeah.
And so as I'm starting to pull out and drive away, the owner was coming out and was like waving at us, and he's like, drive, motherfucker, drive.
That's hilarious.
And we told them later and apologized. I'm like, we're so sorry. Noni, I wasn't drinking. I was like, Noni was so drunk and we stole like 6 of your bottles. She's like, I don't care, but it was pretty crazy.
Well,
we felt like we
they
were
weren't missed. Those bottles were not missed.
Yeah.
And
people were passed out. Like it was 5 a.m.
Yeah.
People were laying on the floor everywhere, and Noni was collecting full bottles of alcohol.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. We got a few more here.
All
Okay.
right.
Starting a movie with your spouse, but finishing it alone.
Oh, that's us all the time.
So you don't care if you start a movie together, but then Noni finishes it by himself?
And it can go either way, because we'll watch a movie and he might pass out, and then later he'll want to watch it again because he missed it. And then there's other times it's me, because I don't really care about the movie we're watching. He likes to watch these really dramatic horror
movies.
films. They're really, really
he
scary and
like
dark.
Scary movies, but he'll watch them with me just because I want to watch them, and he'll either fall asleep or just leave.
And there are always those really bad, low budget movies. And the acting is really bad and the story's really bad, but he has to follow it through to the end because something might get better or happen. I'm like, this. It's always so awful.
That's any movie for me though.
Yeah.
Unless I was drinking, then I'm definitely gonna fall asleep, and then he'll finish it himself. But all of the other movies, the scary ones for sure, I always finish them.
Terrifier 2, have you seen it?
No.
You gotta see Terrifier.
It sounds like something he would watch.
It's horrible, but it's all gory. It's stupid good.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife she'll get mad if I finish it without her. She's like, "You gonna wait for me?"
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you gotta do it together.
Yeah, if we start a movie, unless she don't have no interest, right? Like, let's see, Conor McGregor has a documentary out on Netflix, right? She's like, I don't really care. Like, I started it with her, so if I finish it alone, she don't really care. But if it was like the new Batman or something, she'll be like, no, we gotta finish it together. So
interesting.
All right. Okay, 2 more. Getting a custom license plate.
No.
Nah, it's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't be a douche.
But I don't even know what I would put on it.
Have you done that?
No.
What would you put on it?
If I did, I'd probably put something like Suck It, like DX.
Yeah, that's what we put on ours. Too, Suck It.
Degeneration X, Suck It. Yeah. What movie was that? Was that Adventures in Babysitting? Have you guys seen that movie? It's an old movie.
No.
Adventures in Babysitting is a great movie. It's on Disney Plus. But the dude's license plate, he had a Camaro and it said "Too Cool." It's like, oh, too cool. Stupid. Okay, last one here, fellas. Ringing the good service bell.
Oh.
You know, like Arby's.
I just posted something about this. I told the girl at what's that Asian fast food place? Panda Express. We get up to the thing and she's like, do you want to donate money? I said, I will if you don't ring the bell. She's like, of course. So I tell her throw $10 on there, and the next thing, ding 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 ding, and then she runs in the back, and I was like, this bitch right here, seriously, she got me. And so I posted that on Facebook. I took a picture of her at the thing, and I was like, can you believe this shit? Like I said I would, because I didn't want to be. I don't know. I don't embarrass easy, but I hate that bell. But she
got you.
I don't know. Are you a bell ringer?
I think that everyone should know that they're delivering good service, but I also think that you can just tip them. Like, you don't need to ring a bell. Like, what does that mean?
But the bell's there.
Yeah.
And it's shiny.
If it has glitter on it, we're doing it.
No, not ringing it. So you say P. No, you say not P.
Yeah,
don't ring it.
No, I don't want to ring it.
Okay.
I'll give you the money and I'll give you the praise, but I don't want you to ring the bell.
God bless that woman for doing that. I love that she did that. That's awesome.
A little sneak.
Because she was like, fuck what you said. I'm taking your money and I'm going to ring this bitch.
And then all the other employees clapped.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I was like,
that's the best. All right, fellas. We're nearing 2 hours on this pod. Do you have social media? Do you want people to follow you? Is there anything that we should be aware of? Events? Anything that you want to plug? Maybe for the community or regardless, whatever.
Let's see. This is going to air after our wedding, right?
Yes.
Everybody come to our wedding. It's available. It's open bar.
All the invitations. Do you guys do like a wedding cake?
Yeah, we are. We're doing something interesting. We both love the nothing bunt cakes. Have you ever had one? They're bunt cakes. And so they have like a small, a medium, and large, and a mini. And so I talked the girl that works there into stacking them into a wedding cake.
Oh, dope.
And so we're doing that. I don't know. Other people have probably done it, but yeah, that's what we're doing.
Sounds delicious.
But Noni has a friend who's an artist, and he created the cake topper for us. And it's our likeness, but it's out of Legos.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. And he's a local artist here in Utah, and it's pretty amazing.
What's his name? Do you know where we can follow him and stuff like that?
Ooh. I'm gonna get caught off guard here.
We can Google it. What's his name? We can Google it.
Well, he has a.
Ooh, this is bad for him. You should know.
Yeah, I know his name. I just don't know if he.
Oh, wants you to say it?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because like he's a personal friend, and and he's doing it as a personal favor.
Gotcha. He doesn't take commissions.
No, he does. He would do one.
It's just he has another account, and the content on it is like it's very like ex-Mormon and like anti.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
I don't want.
Hey, Noni, you could have just said, "Hey, I'm not giving it to you, Dre."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have. But yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I'm not giving you. Yeah.
Okay, so
well, we want to give a shout out to Paxton Pub.
What's that?
Our buddy opened a bar on Paxton Street over by Target. It's called the Paxton Pub. They do all kinds of things, but we go to karaoke there sometimes. And we really like.
Hold on, off of 6th South.
No. This is like on. I wish I knew the address.
Target on like 300 West.
Yeah, and 1400 South maybe.
By but the big old tires trails, is it by trails?
No, it's down the but down it's not far from there.
Do you know where Walmart is? On 1300 South.
Yeah.
So it's just right there on 300 West. So it's like the cross street.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But it's right there. It's in an apartment complex at the bottom of it.
It's at 365 Paxton Avenue.
Dope. It's Paxton Pub.
Paxton Pub. It's a cool little bar. We love it. We want a scooter there on Pride.
And it's brand new.
Yeah, I think it's been open almost a year now, probably.
Does he have DJs?
Well, we don't know. He has a karaoke DJ when we go to do karaoke, but it's kind of like a little sports bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop by there because it's my neighborhood. So
it's not really a gay bar, but it's gay-ish, and we've met some really cool lesbians there. So yeah, he has a lesbian. I think she's an owner, Mo. I'm not sure if she's an owner or the bartender or the manager. I think she's an owner.
Well, if Paxton Pub hears this, send me some T-shirts. We can get some T-shirts away on the pod.
That's right.
Or maybe come up to the pod and tell us about the pub.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you want to tell them about your TikTok
just
stuff?
Like social media, yeah. So I'm on TikTok at Nonsterball. I don't really have a niche. Like I'm the niche bitch. Like just come. So it's Nonsterball, NONSTER ball. Yeah, like ball.
Yeah.
Noni's semi-famous in the poly TikTok.
Okay.
The Polynesians follow him.
Just for being a personality? Or do you do you like sing, dance? What?
Oh, geez.
All of it?
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider myself a singer, but I do like karaoke, and I'll dance when I'm drinking.
Are you gonna host your own karaoke competition?
You should.
No, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Are we manifesting this right now?
I'm just saying, like, if you got the community, you got the personality.
Yep.
Why not?
Do you know about Pride Jesus?
I heard that's you, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what'd you say? I didn't say that. That was the quote.
Yeah, right. I never said that.
I never said that.
So every year we go to Pride and they have the protesters, and they always say things like "gay sex is sin," and Jesus says, you know, he doesn't love you or whatever. And Noni got this idea of dressing like Jesus and holding a sign that said, "I never said that." And so the end of the parade comes, and the protesters are they're not supposed to be there, but they get in on the end of the parade. And Noni jumps out in front of them dressed as Jesus with a sign that says, "I never said that." And so the protesters are all upset. Security has to come in and walk Noni down the parade route with the protesters. It was really quite a moment. And it was filmed. I think Lola filmed it, right? The wife with the knife. And posted it. And it just went crazy. It was like overnight viral. And so then Noni's TikTok blew up and everything started, going crazy. And he suddenly had like all these followers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. One more time, what's the TikTok?
Nonsterball. Yeah.
Nonsterball on TikTok. Go follow him. Congratulations on the marriage. I hope everything goes well. Hopefully you don't throw up on yourself because you're nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the colors?
Purple and navy.
Oh, dope.
Oh, the last two colors in the pride flag.
Dope.
Yeah.
Are we suiting up? What's the garments?
We're wearing short suits, short pants.
Short pants? Mm-hmm. Cut off shirts?
No, we're keeping the
long
We're keeping the arms covered, yeah.
What's on the feet?
We don't want to show the porn shoulders. So we gotta keep the sleeves going.
We're just wearing like socks and then just
Our friend owns a sock company, and they've done a lot of straight weddings where they put the couple on the socks and their date and stuff like that. And so they created custom socks for us for our wedding because they want to get more into the gay scene with their product. So yeah, they created socks for us. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm super happy for you fellas. Anytime you guys want to come up here and speak your piece, if you got something going on or if there's something that you want to talk about, it's an open door if you want to come through.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Make sure you go on to allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. Get some merch, get your t-shirts. If you live in a colder climate area, I got some hoodies up there for you as well. Follow me on Instagram at Drerawka, DRERAWKA. And that's been another Unrestricted. Hope you have the day you deserve and always protect your light. We out. Peace.